Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back here on GridironSteady. So here we go. This is what we got, guys. If you've been watching the NFL, if you watched all the videos previously, you saw our NFL season breakdown, our season preview, win-loss records, as well as division breakdown here on GridironSteady. If you want to watch every single team of the NFL season game by game prediction, you can go to SportsSteady TV to see each team. On GridironSteady, we kind of condensed it down to divisions, each division. So we preview every division. If you watch the last two videos we have up, AFC preview and NFC preview, we broke it down by each division to condense it. Now we're on to the playoffs of this year, 23-24 season. Super Bowl's in Las Vegas. Everybody knows that. And we're here for the playoffs. So if you watch all the videos leading up to this, you know who made the playoffs according to our predictions. If you haven't, let's give you a full recap real quick. AFC, we're going to start with first. Let's pull that up. AFC. Now, the reason why I got it blanked out because I don't want to spoil who we picked. So AFC playoffs, we got the... Can we blow that up? Okay. Handwriting's a little shaky, of course. It's terrible. Read like a doctor, but that's what I've been told. Handwriting is terrible. I was scribble scrabbling. I wasn't really like trying to be neat. So you want to make fun of my writing? Go ahead, no problem. But I can write neater, okay? Like if I was doing like a school paper or something important, I would definitely write much neater. This is not how I normally write. Anyway, so here, AFC playoffs, we had 12-5 Patriots, Jets 11-6, Buffalo 9-8, Miami 7-10. AFC South, Jacksonville 13-4, Tennessee 9-8, Colts 5-12, Texans 3-14. AFC North, Cincinnati 15-2, Pittsburgh 11-6, Cleveland 9-8, Baltimore 8-9, and AFC West, Kansas City 12-5, Chargers 12-5, Raiders 9-8, Donkeys 8-9. That's the AFC. Now you want to see how we got to those records? You can go to SportsSteady TV and watch the full breakdown of each game that we predicted. Or if you want to just hear about the divisions, you can go to GridironSteady and watch the AFC conference preview. Also, NFC East, Cowgirls 11-6, She-Gulls 11-6, Commanders 9-8, New York Giants 7-10. NFC North, Detroit 11-6, Chicago 9-8, Minnesota 6-11, Green Bay 5-12. NFC South, Atlanta 9-8, New Orleans 7-10, Tampa 5-12, Carolina 4-13, Rams 9-8, Arizona 8-9, 49ers 6-11, and the Seattle Sea Chickens 6-11 to round off the NFC West. So that's that. So that was the recap real quick before we get into the playoff predictions. Now we're going to start off with the AFC playoffs. We're going to break down every AFC playoff matchup all the way up into the conference championship, and then we'll get on to the Super Bowl. We'll do the next conference, then the Super Bowl. So first round here in the AFC, our first matchup is going to be the 7-2 matchup. Now you wonder who's 7, who's 2? Well, if you couldn't read the paper because it's sloppy, if the handwriting sucked, we'll explain it right now. 7-2 matchup, wild card round. The New York Jets will be the 7th seed, right? They'll go 11-6. They'll be second in the division, losing out to New England by 1 game. Jacksonville will be the 2 seed in this scenario. Jacksonville, the 2 seed, they win the AFC South 13-4. Now the Jets will head out to Jacksonville in this playoff matchup, this wild card round. Now, this game Jacksonville had a great year, folks. 13-4. Trevor Lawrence was amazing. Calvin Ridley was a big addition, right? Coming off that suspension for gambling, right? They had a great year. But we're giving a nod to Aaron Rodgers. We think that Aaron Rodgers on the road, not really Aaron Rodgers like as far as playoff success. He's had the one ring, but Jacksonville is very inexperienced. I know they made the playoffs last year. They got a little playoff experience, but I'm going to go with, I think the Jets, Aaron Rodgers finds a way to pull it out in Jacksonville. He just does. I don't know how or what, but he figures it out. And I think the Jets defense will be good enough to give fits to Trevor Lawrence. And maybe Sauce Gardner has a great game. He kind of locks up Calvin Ridley a bit. I just think there's too many pieces. The matchup is just not good for Jacksonville in this one-game scenario, especially when you have time to prepare for your opponent. I just take Aaron Rodgers in this game. So we're giving the 7th seed Jets the edge to knock off the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoff game. So they will advance to the divisional round. Okay? They will advance. Now, next on our predictions for the AFC, we got the 6-3 matchup. Now, you guys know the 6-3 matchup is, right? You guys know what the 6-3 matchup is. The 6-3 matchup is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who made the playoffs at 11-6. They'll be heading out to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Patty Holmes and those Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions. Chiefs, 3rd seed after winning the AFC West at 12-5. Barely got the division title. Came down to a tiebreaker. Chiefs hosting the Steelers. Now, this is going to be a good game, but the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champions, they're not done yet, kinda. They pull off the victory at home. They beat the Steelers. Great year for the Steelers. Give Kenny Pickett, Mike Tomlin all the credit. They did a great job. TJ Watt was unbelievable. He probably wins Defensive Player of the Year, possibly, or at least in the top 3. I'm not predicting awards, but he definitely is going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. I think that the Chiefs pull this out, though. They pull it out. So Kansas City will move on to the divisional round, and they'll host a home game. So next, who's next? Next up, we got the where is it? Oh, the 5-4 matchup. Now this is an interesting one. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a bit biased on this. I was a bit biased on this, so this might be my most unrealistic pick here. Chargers, Patriots. Chargers coming into Foxborough to take on Mac Jones and the Pats. The Patriots defense had a great year, number 1 defense in football. Mac had a good year. He didn't turn the ball over a lot, if at all. He completed about 69% completions, which is one among the best in the league. Justin Herbert was unbelievable. Threw for nearly 6,000 yards. This guy was just amazing. Had a great season as the 5 seed Chargers won 12 games, almost won the division. Almost did. I mean, that came down to a tiebreaker. But the Pats are going to win this game, guys. At home, I trust New England. Belichick put together a great game plan to make things very difficult for Justin Herbert. And now Mac didn't have a great game either, but I think the Patriots defense did enough to get the Chargers, to frustrate the Chargers and lead the Patriots to victory. So it'll be a close game. I'll say you're looking at a roughly it's cold up in Foxborough too, right? We're talking about playoff game. It's cold. The weather everything is in favor of New England as the warm weather Chargers come up there in a playoff game. I trust New England to win this. I'm trying to paint it the best way possible. Obviously, if they play like a best of 7, the Chargers probably could win, right? But I'm biased. I'm a Pats fan, so I'm picking the Patriots to beat the Chargers. They're at home. I give them the edge. So the Patriots will move on. They'll head out to Kansas City as the 4th seed to take on the 3 seed Chiefs. They head out to KC, while the Jets, the 7th seed, will head to Cincinnati, the 1 seed. Cincinnati had the bye. Cincinnati was 15-2 in our predictions, so they had the bye. So that's that so far. That's the wild card round for the AFC. We're gonna continue on here. Let us know in the comments what you think about that so far. You think I'm crazy? Think you don't believe me? Think I'm out of my mind? Look, I know the Patriot Charger one was a bit of a reach. I can admit that, but I'm going with the Pats because I already predicted the Pats going to the. Well, okay, I can't say it because I don't want to spoil it. But I had the Pats playing well this year, so I can't back out now. I got to stick to my guns. But would I put money on the Pats beating the Chargers in a playoff game? Probably not. I don't bet on my team anyway, but if I did, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. But anyway, so let's get to the division games now. Division round will be, let me pull these out. I got all this stuff set up. I just have to make sure I get it on the screen in time so I don't mess up. So the division round will be, let's start. Our first game of the division round will be, what we got up first? We're going to go Jets Cincinnati, the 7-1 matchup now because we're on to the second round, the division round. So it's going to be Jets Cincinnati. Hold up. No, that's not it. Oops. Okay, we have issues with the graph. Bear with us. There we go. Jets Cincinnati, divisional round. Now, Aaron Rodgers came off a big road victory at Jacksonville against Trevor Lawrence. Cincinnati was the home team. They had the number 1 seed. They were sitting back resting, right? Joe Burrow resting that calf a little bit more. Had a great season, 15-2. Might win. Probably going to win the MVP. Very likely. We're going to see a great matchup between Sauce Gardner and Jamal Chase. Joe Mixon had a good year. This is a great matchup, guys. It's a 7-1 matchup, but it's a great matchup because the Jets defense was good for the season. They were really good. But Cincinnati's going to pull it out. They're at home. They've been here before. Jets are fair. Most of the Jet team, if not all of them, are new to this. They got a big victory last week, but to win 2 road games like that in the playoffs, it's just not going to happen under this team. They're not ready. Maybe next year they could do it, but they're not beating Cincinnati. Cincinnati won 15 games. They're going to beat the Jets. And Cincinnati will move on to the AFC title game. And that's that. They're going to move on. So, the next game in our predictions, AFC division round, we got, what we got here? The Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. Division round matchup. 4-3. Mac Jones and the Pats had to go out to Chiefs Kingdom to take on Patty Holmes in this playoff matchup. And Bill Belichick, who's, they kind of had Belichick, Andy Reid, the classic matchup. They met before in the playoffs. Remember when the Pats had Tom Brady? It was a good game. the Chiefs, I think Bill's going to have Andy's number here, guys. I think that, look, I'm going to be biased again. Yes, I'm going to say the Pats will win this game because I think Bill's going to outcoach Andy Reid. I really do. I think Bill's got something up his sleeve. He's got something. I don't know what. Right? I just feel it. So New England beats Kansas City. They head to the AFC title game. They're heading out to Cincinnati. On to Cincinnati. On to Cincinnati. As Bill would say, we're on to Cincinnati. So I just see it. I see it, guys. Sorry to say it. Pats over the Chiefs. Pats go up into Chiefs Kingdom. Mahomes gets sacked like 3 times, right? The offensive line breaks down because of Big Matt Judo, who's going to be top 5 Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He gets 2 sacks on Patty Holmes, and that's how it's going to go down. And I don't think the Chiefs have any corners that could really. I think Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, they're gonna destroy the Chiefs secondary, man. I just feel it. So Pats move on. They head to the AFC title against the Cincinnati Bengals on to Cincinnati, and that's that. So we're now on to the AFC Championship game, guys. The AFC title, and trying to pull up this real quick. AFC title for the AFC Championship. Who's gonna win? Patriots, Cincinnati, for the right to go to Vegas. Championship game. It's a big one. Nah, it's not gonna be that big. I mean, Bengals are gonna beat the Pats. They are. Sorry, guys. Bengals gonna beat the Pats. Joe Burrow has been unbelievable all season. I would love to see the Patriots come in to Cincinnati and beat the Bengals. I would love to see that. But I'm gonna be a little bit realistic here, and I'll give Cincinnati to win. Joe Burrow, he's legit. So the Bengals will win the AFC title. Okay? I give it to them. I give it to the Bengals. They had a great season, and they're going to be AFC champs. So there you have it, folks. Joe Burrow coming out the AFC 15-2 season, 2-0 in the playoffs, 17-2 overall. You got to give the Bengals all of their props here. They will win the AFC title and get to the Super Bowl. And that's step 1 there for the Bengals. Step 1 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Bengals they don't have any championships, right? They never won anything like world championships. They won AFC back in 2021. 2 years ago, they were AFC champs. They finally get over that hump. They get back, right? They probably would have loved to see Kansas City, but they got the Patriots instead. But this is the great moment here, because I believe that Joe Burrow and Cincinnati, we got unfinished business. Like, we got back to the big dance, and this time we're gonna finish the job. That's what they're thinking. So we will see if they can finish the job. If you're still watching here, go to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to figure out how the Cincinnati Bengals got 15-2 on the season, how we came up with that, go to Sports Study TV on Rumble or YouTube, whatever platform you're watching from, or Facebook if you're watching from there too, and you can look up Cincinnati Bengals and see how we got to the 15-2 record. All right. Now we are on to the NFC. That 7-2 matchup. That's not NFC. Come on, man. Somebody get fired. Oh boy. We're having technical difficulties. We're having some technical difficulties, guys. Here we go. Commanders head out to Jerry's house, Cowboy Stadium, to take on the Dallas Cowgirls. Wild card matchup, 7-2 matchup here. Commanders and Cowgirls. Now, Washington somehow got into the playoffs, right? Behind Sam Howell, Eric Bieniemy in that offense. He put together a decent offense this year. He wasn't as great as his time in Kansas City, but he showed that he can put together a decent offensive plan. Decent. It was enough for the Commanders to make the playoffs at 9-8, beating out. They were the 7th seed. They won by one game over. They won by one game over Arizona, and they got a tiebreaker. They lost a tiebreaker to Chicago for the 7th seed. Chicago got the 6th seed, but they barely got to the playoffs. Sam Howell. I mean, this is an easy matchup for the Cowgirls, you would think, right? Cowgirls gotta win this. There's no reason why they would lose this game unless they completely collapse. Now the Cowgirls are hoping that this is their year, right? They had a nice season. They won 11-6. They won the division with a tiebreaker over the She-Eagles. Both teams 11-6. Cowgirls got the division through the tiebreaker, so that's why they are the 2 seed and Philly's the 5 seed. So the Cowgirls, number 2 seed, they beat the Commanders pretty convincingly. I mean, look, Washington, good year, great year. You exceeded expectations, but it ain't no match for the Cowgirls. It's just no match for the Dallas Cowgirls. So that's that. Let's move on to the next team. We got, who's next? Wild card matchup. I think this is the one. Wait a minute. The hell? Oh, okay. We got the 6th seed Chicago Bears. Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears will be heading out to they'll be heading out to Atlanta to take on Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, the Atlanta Falcons somehow won the NFC South at 9-8. They won it by 2 games. Surprisingly, they did. No BS. So they're going to be taking on the Chicago Bears and Atlanta Falcons are meeting up. How about that? This is a wild matchup. The Bears had a decent year, right? Bears went 9-8. They finished 2nd in the NFC North behind Detroit. And Justin Fields, this is not a good matchup for the Atlanta Falcons. Just to tell you that. The Justin Fields played pretty decent this year. They got I think they got a better team. It's gonna be a close game, but I'm gonna give the Bears the win. So the Bears on the road go into Atlanta and beat the Falcons to advance in the playoffs. To advance. So congratulations to the Chicago Bears. Close game. This might be one of the closest games of the playoffs. That's how close it's going to be. That close. That's how close it's going to be. So the Chicago Bears will advance as the 6th seed. They'll head out to Detroit in the divisional round and take on the Lions, who had the bye week. So that's that. Now, our next matchup here will be the final matchup, the final playoff matchup for the NFC, and that will be the 5-4 matchup, which is the Philadelphia She-Eagles will head out to LA to take on the LA Rams. Rams a few years ago were Super Bowl champions. Not that long ago. Things happened last season, injuries, stuff like that. They had a bad year. They bounced right back, won the division in a very weak NFC West. They took advantage of the slop that was in that division, and they back in the playoffs. Can they make another run? That's the question, right? Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, but they're taking on the NFC champions in the Philadelphia Eagles, who only is the 5 seed because of a tiebreaker. So this is an unfortunate situation for the Rams. They probably would have had a better victory if they had played like Chicago, Atlanta, or Washington, or even Dallas. They probably would have beat any one of those other teams. But this matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles is not a good one for the Rams, and they lose. Jalen Hurts goes into LA and beat the Rams to advance the Eagles to the divisional round, where they will be taking on the Dallas Cowgirls in possibly the biggest game of the season, as it'll be Eagles Cowgirls divisional round. It sucks because people probably wanted this game to be an NFC championship game, but it's going to be a divisional round instead. So, as the Eagles advance, Rams go home. Look, you had a good year, Rams. We know you'll be back strong by next season. So that's it for the wild card. Now the NFC divisional round. Let's start off with the Chicago Bears heading out to Detroit to take on the Lions. This is unreal, right? Jared Goff somehow got Detroit to a number 1 seed. How did Dan Campbell pull this off? How many times did he curse? Dan Campbell finally, the patience that Detroit had with Dan Campbell finally paid off, as the Lions got the 1 seed in the NFC. Now, Lions were also 11-6, so they were also tied with the Eagles and Dallas, but the Lions got the tiebreaker because I believe they beat Dallas this season according to our schedules. I don't want to go back and look, but I think that's how it turned out to be. Detroit 1, Dallas 2. So Lions at home. I mean, the Detroit fans are going nuts. This has never happened ever, right? I don't think the Lions have ever been a 1 seed in their life. They couldn't be a 1 seed if you put every Detroit team in the whole city in a playoff bracket. They probably wouldn't be the 1 seed. So this is new territory. I mean, is the city of Detroit back? Right? I'm just saying, like, people are going crazy. But they gotta take out Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. Can they do it? Now, they can do it, of course. I mean, Detroit, they had a great year. Jared Goff had a really good season. The offense looked pretty good. They played well. They're going to beat the Bears. It's not going to be pretty, but they'll get it done, and they will advance to the NFC title game. Unbelievable. NFC title game. At home, they're going to host a second playoff game, and they're going to invite all the big players are coming back to watch the game. So congratulations to the Detroit Lions, as they will make an NFC title appearance. Holy smokes, the Detroit Lions. Wow. Can't believe it. But yep, that's what happened. So let's see. Now our second matchup in the NFC division round will be the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowgirls. Now this is a good one. Like I said, this might be the game of the year. This could have been a conference championship. It could have been, but it's not. Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, you know, this is a big game. Now, this was going to happen, guys, because the NFL, Jerry Jones somehow got, you know, he's the big boss around the league. There's going to be a scandal, a big one at Jerry's house. The officials, a bad call is going to go against the Eagles, and that's how Dallas is going to win this game. A bad call. Bad call. It could be a bad defensive play. Maybe Hurts got hit and they didn't call it, because, you know, Hurts is kind of mobile quarterback. He runs, he fumbled the ball, some bad play, something like that's going to happen, and the Cowgirls are going to somehow get out of here with a win and advance to the Super Bowl, and the whole NFL is going to go on fire. It's going to be on fire next day. Skip Bayless is going to be excited. First Take is going to blow up. Everybody's going to be like, they cheated, NFL cheated, blah, blah, blah. This is unbelievable. It's going to be a big scandal come Monday morning as the Dallas Cowgirls make the Super Bowl. They will make the Super Bowl. I mean, not the Super Bowl, sorry. I went too fast. I jumped the gun. They're going to make the NFC title game on a bad call. That's how they're going to get there. So, Dallas over the Eagles. Good night, Eagles. So, both AFC teams will not, both AFC championship teams from the previous season will not make it to the title game this year. Okay? All right. So, let's move on. So, before we get to the NFC title game, I want you guys to make sure that you hit the like, subscribe, hit the comments, let us know what you think about these playoff predictions so far we got for this year. I think it came out pretty good, to be honest. But the haters are gonna hate. All right. Let me say, all right. So we got Dallas is heading out to Detroit, right? To take on the Detroit Lions for the NFC title. Now, Dallas is licking their chops here. They're like, man, we are so close. Jerry can smell it. Jerry's like, if I can get to the Super Bowl, I will be able to die in peace if I can get another Super Bowl. Because Jerry Jones, he's been yapping all week. He's like, man, if Dak, you can get us to the Super Bowl, I will give you $300 million contract or $500 million. Remember what he said early before the season started? He said, Dak is our guy. We believe in Dak. Don't forget about all that noise about Trey Lance. Dak is our guy. We believe in Dak Prescott. He's going to lead the Cowboys to a Super Bowl sometime this year. We can just feel it. Right? NFC title game, though. The Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Now, Detroit, they're excited too now. They're excited. This is new territory for them. I don't think they ever been this close. In the showdown, NFC Championship, Dallas Cowgirls and the Detroit Lions. The winner heads to Las Vegas. Who's going to do it? Who's going to be the matchup for the Bengals? I can tell you that right now. I can tell you who's going to win this game. We got the Dallas Cowboys beating the Detroit Lions on a bad call. Another bad call for the second week in a row. I'm telling you, the NFL, the fix is in. At least in the NFC, the fix is in. The Dallas Cowgirls they win again on a bad call. And the Detroit fans are furious. Dan Campbell's going nuts on the field. This guy's throwing clipboards, headset. He's going completely insane. They had to get like 5 coaching staff to calm Dan Campbell down. He was getting ready to rip the referee's head off at this bad call. That's just how explosive it's going to be. And the press conference is going to be even worse. Dan Campbell's going to be in a press conference. He's going to go nuts. We ain't never seen Dan Campbell this angry. As the Dallas Cowgirls advance to the Super Bowl, Jerry Jones is happy. Dak Prescott is happy. The whole NFL, Cowboy Nation, or Dallas, what they call it? Cowboy Nation. They're all going to be happy as the Dallas Cowgirls advance to the Super Bowl, and they are the NFC champions. Dak is happy. Jerry's happy. Jerry hugging Dak. He probably want to give him $500 million right now, maybe. Who knows? But Dan Campbell is angry, guys. He is angry. He's angry. So, Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's coming up. So, we got Cowgirls and Bengals. Is that going to be a good one or what? Honestly, is that going to be a good one or not? I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be good. If I can find my damn Super Bowl. Can't find it. Wait, I thought I set up Super Bowl. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Damn. I didn't set up my Super Bowl graphics. That's a bad job by me. This is not good. So I was slipping. Wait a minute. Yep, I didn't set it up. I thought I did. God damn. Alright, guys. So bear with me for a second as I find the Super Bowl graphic that I thought I set up. Apparently I didn't. Apparently I didn't. Should take a few seconds. Pull that up. Yeah, I didn't make it. I get up real quick. Like and subscribe to the channel, guys. If you leave comments, let me know what you think about these playoff matchups. And what are your predictions? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl or the playoffs? Alright. Okay, we're ready. Super Bowl matchup in Las Vegas. Las Wages. Cowboys. Bengals. The showdown for the Lombardi. Who's going to win it? This is going to be good. Cincinnati Bengals went 15-2 in the regular season, won their division by a mile. They had big playoff victories at home against the Patriots. They also beat the Jets. Dallas Cowgirls, big playoff victories at home against the She-Eagles. On the road at Detroit, also beating the Commanders in the wild card. So Dallas 3-0, Cincinnati 2-0 because they had a bye. So what happens here in Vegas? Now, Dallas Cowboy defense, they've gotten away with 2 bad calls in the playoffs. People are going to be talking about that in the media. You know how it's go First Take, Undisputed, NFL Network. They're gonna mention that. The Bengals have pretty much they're a little banged up. A little bit. There's some issues here with Joe Mixon. He had an incident also in Vegas where he punched a white girl in the face. I don't know, something up with Mixon punching girls. I don't know. But it's a possibility he might. There's an incident going on now. The details are a little murky. It's a little murky. We don't have the full details yet. We got to wait for Adam Schefter's tweet to come out. Adam or Ian Rappaport. But it appears that maybe Joe Mixon was in self-defense mode, according to witnesses. But we don't know. So we're waiting for that to come through. Okay, this is just a prediction, guys. I got it. Okay, don't take it. I'm not saying that happened. I'm not saying that. It's a prediction. I'm trying to give some commentary to why things could happen the way they happen. But so there's something like that could happen or might go down. Cowboys okay. CeeDee Lamb didn't practice. He missed practice. Something about his elbow. I don't know. So it's the Super Bowl. Everybody's banged up. There's something going on. So we'll find out if Joe Mixon will play. Now the NFL is investigating that incident with Joe Mixon at the Vegas nightclub, because Vegas is gonna be crazy. 2 weeks in Vegas. I mean, anything can happen. All right. We know these guys love to party. So let's not act like it ain't possible that something crazy couldn't happen in Vegas. Especially with guys who have histories like Joe Mixon and others. I said Mixon because, I don't know. But anyway. Investigation came out about a couple days away from the Super Bowl. Media day, whatever. NFL decided to ignore it because that's what they do. When it comes to like this type of stuff, they kind of brush it under the... They say, we'll investigate more in the off season and we'll deal with it then. Roger Goodell, the worst commissioner in sports, he kind of just brushes it off. Questions all week, what happened? Now, there are video evidence that comes out that supports Mixon's defense, so the public is not really on Mixon's, they're not really after Mixon, they're kind of on his side, so it gives the NFL cover to kind of, brush it away and kind of move on from it. There's no outrage about why Mixon would still play, but Mixon could be a little distracted. The team could be distracted. Who knows how this affects players. But Dallas on the other end, Jerry Jones, Cowboys, Dak is the media. Somebody asked Jerry about Dak and his contract. Jerry didn't want to answer it. Jerry went off on the reporter, say, look, we're in the Super Bowl. How dare you ask me a stupid question like that? Blah, blah, blah. So that's a little bit of drama on Dallas' side. So, Super Bowl day, we're here. Las Vegas, Cowboys, Bengals, all for the Lombardi. Who gets it? Who gets it? Who gets it? I'll tell you who gets it. I will tell you who gets it right now. First quarter, things looking good. 3-0 Bengals. Right? 3-0 Bengals. Field goal. That was it. Both sides, defense played well. A couple 3-and-outs. Second quarter, touchdown. Dak to CeeDee Lamb. The elbow looked pretty good. Huh? Elbow looks pretty good there. 7-3 Cowgirls. But Joe Burrow comes right back with a touchdown to Jamal Chase. And now it's 10-7 Bengals. Halftime performance. Who's performing? I don't know. Don't care. Everybody talking about adjustments, what happened, blah, blah, blah. Defense is doing well. Both side defenses are playing good. Third quarter comes. Cowboys got the ball. Interception. Dak Prescott throws it right in the end zone. I mean, I'm talking about this was a dart to CeeDee Lamb, but it gets intercepted, and the Bengals get the ball. Joe Burrow picking off the Cowboys defense. I mean, he just methodically coming down the field. 10 yards here, 7 yards there, 5 yards here. Then he hands it off to Joe Mixon, breaks a 20-yard run for a touchdown, and the Bengals are now up 17-7. Here we go. Kickoff. Cowboys fumble the kickoff. fumble the ball. Bengals pick it up. They're now in a position to score. Burrow hands it off to Mixon. He runs it for another touchdown. 24-7. Yeah, uh-oh. Jerry's not happy. He's up in the box seats, shaking his head. Dak Prescott takes a snap, throws, incomplete. 3 and out. Bengals with the ball again. Joe Burrow, Jamal Chase, touchdown again. I mean, the score is running up, folks. Where we at? 31? Uh-oh. Dak Prescott goes back, throws, picked off, another interception. This time is returned for a touchdown. 38-7. Holy smokes. Fourth quarter. Cowboys get back on the board. 38-17. Joe Burrow, another touchdown. 45-17. Is it 17? 14. Sorry. Now it's 35-14 because of the field goal from Dallas. So you get the gist. Bengals are going to blow out the Cowboys in Vegas. And Super Bowl champs, Cincinnati Bengals. Okay? The Cincinnati Bengals will win the Super Bowl. That is our final predictions. Now, yeah, I could have said that in like 2 minutes, did a 5-minute video. I get it, but hey, I wanted to tell a story. I wanted to tell a story how we came to this conclusion. All right? Cincinnati completes the season. Great year. They're the Super Bowl champs. They win the Super Bowl. Congratulations, Cincinnati. I believe this is their first Super Bowl in franchise history. Congrats. And that's how the AFC and NFC playoffs will round up. If you disagree, let us know in the comments. Sports page run by sports fans. Peace.